Fish nutrition examination. Number 1 question. What correlation exists between anatomy of the digestive tract and feeding habits of fishes? Answer. Herbivorous fish that depends on amphibious food such as phytoplankton and microphytes differ anatomically and behaviorally from carnivorous fish that consume meat and other more digestible feeds. 2 to 3 questions. What are the different parts and function of the digestive system of Letter A. Fish. The structural components of a fish digestive system include the mouth. Letter B. Crustaceans. The digestive system of malacrostacan crustaceans, namely the decapods, isopods, and amoepods, and mysids. Number 4 questions. What are the 4 general configuration of shapes of the fish stomach? There are 4 fish stomach configurations. A straight stomach with an enlarged portion, U or J-shaped stomach, a stomach shaped like Y on its side where the stem faces the caudal portion. Number 5 question. Discuss the relationship between gut length and feeding habits of fishes. A strong relationship between gut length and total length, significant relationship, was found, whereas the hypothesis of the allometric role of GL and TL was confirmed for 27 out of 52 species. Number 6 questions. Differentiate the 4 types of epithelial cells found in the hepatopancreatic tubuli of the crustaceans. Each tubuli consists of 4 cellular types E, F, R, B, E cells have heberonic features and some of them found with mitosis. Number 7. Define and explain digestion. Digestion is the complex process of consuming the food you eat and the nutrients which the body uses of energy in order to cell repair needed to survive. Number 8. Describe the steps and enzyme involved in A. Protein digestion. Protein digestion begins when you first start chewing. There B. Living digestion. Living digestion begins in the mouth, continues in the stomach. Carbohydrate digestion. The fish's crustaceans. The fish has low ability to digest carbohydrates due to its specific carbohydrate enzyme. Number 9. Discuss the factors that may affect digestion and absorption of species. Digestion is the process of hydrolysis and solubilization of nutrients in molecules suitable of transportation through the intestinal wall. 11. Name some methods of formulating diets. Give the advantages and disadvantages of method. Weigh food records. Advantages. Consider the most precise of dietary intake assessment may be used to correlate precise intake with biomarker levels. Disadvantages. High responding burden may impact food of quantities that are selected may accordingly reflect intake during the study period. Food diary of dietary records. Advantages. May be more accurate for culture-specific food. Disadvantages is relatively high response burden by affect foods or quantities that are selected patients. 24-hour recall. Advantages can be complete face-to-face interview or by telephone can be used with literate or illiterate populations. Disadvantages. A skilled interviewer requires sufficient memory skills and be affected by inadvertent and intentional reporting errors. Number 12. Why is it important to know the nutrient contents of feedstuff and their level before one can start formulating a feed? Feed formulation is essentially applying nutrition. A number of terms and expressions are introduced that will be put to practical use to information presented on the nature and qualities. 13. Why is protein the first nutrient to be considered in formulating a diet? Protein is usually the first nutrient considered, with the level of energy in the diet being adjusted to provide the optimum ratio. 14. Discuss factors to be considered and their importance in formulating a feed for a specific species. The main objective of feed formulation is to utilize the knowledge of nutrient requirements. Number 15. Give at least 3 feedstuffs that are a good source of protein. Meat and meat products. Beef, chicken, lamb, pork of kangaroo. Fish and seafoods, and eggs. Lipid. Common source of are nuts. Soybean oil, corn oil, safflower oil, flaxseed oil, and canola oil. Carbohydrates, dairy foods such as milk, beans, and pulses, and nuts. Number 16. Calculate the amount of fish meal the rice bran on a diet that contains 30% carbohydrate protein. Fish meal is 30%, 60%, and rice bran is 30% to 15%. Number 18. What are the important things to consider in the preparation of aquapids? The species of fish raise its feeding behavior, feeding habits, and pond size, stocking density, temperature, and water quality. Number 19. Why do we need to price feed and feed ingredients? Pricing is required in order to improve the digestibility of a feedstuff, to extend the shelf life of a product, or to make use of the products of the human food industry. 20. Why is grinding of ingredients a necessary step in food preparation? The grinding of ingredients generally improves feed digestibility, acceptability, mixing properties, palatability, and increase the bulk density of some ingredients. 21. Explain the importance of knowing the moisture content of feedstuff and feed, especially prior to storage. Moisture content in food can have a significant impact on factors such as product shapes, taste, texture, appearance, shape, and weight. 22. What are some typical examples of anti-nutritional factors in feed ingredients and their effect in aquatic animals? The main anti-nutritional elements present in edible crops are saponins, tannins, phytic acid, gossypol, lectins, fructose inhibitors, analysis inhibitors, and goitrogens. 23. What is the purpose of pelleting and how does one make floating and sinking feeds? Floating fish feeds pellets are more expensive to buy and more expensive for feed millers to manufacture. Floating pellets require to go through an extrusion process due to processing. 24. Explain briefly the basic steps in small-scale feed preparation and compare these two steps in a commercial feed preparation. Small-scale feed pellet plant is intended for small-scale creature feed pellet creation. Small-scale feed is a creature feed hardware framework to deliver feed for animals' daily cows. The initial step of small-scale feed pellet plant requires handling to natural substance to meet the parasite for meat pellet creation, including size and dampness, unrefined substance of various sizes, or ground feed is measured to proper size so it can be pelletized. The small-scale feed banks should be cleared out of the porcel and leftover silage, which will ruin the basing. The following feed-out silage can be given creatures in a number of various plants in view of its structures and variety and utilization of creatures. Number 25. What are the deleterious effects of prolonged and improper storage of feeds? Rancid lipids reduce feed untractability, palatability, nutritional value, and produce toxic byproducts. The overall effect is the reduction in appetite, growth, and feed efficiency. Prolonged exposure to rancid feeds weakens the animal, eventually leading to secondary disease and mortality.